So here we are at the end of Thorah, and I'm going to share 12 verses, really short, but very powerful. If you believe he wrote this. If you believe he wrote this, this chapter is amazing because of how it ends. If you believe there are multiple writers, then it's not so amazing, but our tradition and the way it's written, unless the author is lying, he is writing his own end in this book, in this chapter. So the first word in verse 1 of chapter 44, Wa Yael.
And he went up.
Yael. And he went up, or he ascended, right, from the root of Allah. Ha, La, and Ha. The Ha drops out in the imperfect form, third person Yah in front. And so you have Wa in front of that, which is reversing. Yael by itself is he will go up. And Wa Yael is he went up. He ascended. Mashah, the subject of the verb.
Mashah.
Is it Myrabath or
Magharabath?
Magharabath, Moab.
From the plain of Moab.
He went up from the plains of Moab, Al Har Nebo,
to Har Nebo,
to the mountain of Nebo. Ra'ash HaPasaga,
the top Pasaga.
Pasaga. Who can guess or who knows what the word, because it has a definite article in front of it, the. What is the Pasaga? Pasaga. Who knows what Pasaga means in our language? Are you looking it up?
Khan.
Ra'ash HaPasaga, to the top of the Pasaga. What is Pasaga?
Shalom, my band. I can take a guess at it.
Okay.
Is it like the highest peak of the region?
No, there's actually it might be the highest in that area, but there's mountains much higher, not far away from that.
So how about the cut through? To the cut
through. The top of the cut through?
The pass or the cut through.
Who would disagree or agree with that?
Is it the cleft?
Cleft?
Thinking like the viewpoint where you can see from.
Cleft. Is there a lexicon entry that says cleft?
Khan, there's also one that says to go through or a pass.
Both of those.
All right. Well, let me come back to that because I had a different explanation, and I think it's important that we try to. He doesn't just throw these words out there for us to just skip over it. These are details that lets us know how factual the story is and exactly where he was when he gave his final words. So he went to the top of the Pasaga, whatever that is, and it's located Bashar,
which
Gal Paneh.
It's upon the face or across from the face of,
or in front of Jericho.
Jericho.
So whatever this mountain is, it has to be in front of Jericho. Plains of Moab. It rises up from the plains of Moab in front of Jericho, and Jericho is on the other side of the river. So they could see Jericho from where they were.
Could it be a lookout point?
That's what I was getting ready to discuss. It was a place where you could go specifically if you wanted to scope out what was across the river.
Because one of the other words is to consider. And consider, in other words, to stand and contemplate something, or to look at something, or to,
Yeah, I was thinking along the lines of lookout post, outpost, or some type of, like where we go to do the loud noise. What do they call that? They call that the viewing deck.
The viewing deck, huh?
Something like that. This was a known location or known spot where folks would go up to see the whole panorama of the landscape. That's why he told him to go there, because he wanted him to see. He wanted him to be at a spot where he could look out and see the land that he was not going to be allowed to go over to. That's what he was doing.
Shalom, my man. Wouldn't a good word be summit?
Well, Ra'ash would cover that. Ra'ash would mean summit or the top of something. Right. So it's opposite or in front of Yaricho. And then we have Wayar Raho, Ya'o.
And he showed him Ya'o, or caused him to see.
Ya'o showed him Athchal,
all
Ha'aratz,
the land of, or the land.
Atha Galgad,
the Galide,
Gadan,
unto Dan.
unto Dan. Now that's remarkable. Why? Because there is no tribe of Dan territory yet. So now we have to ask ourselves, was this written after the conquest? Because Dan doesn't have no land yet, does he?
La.
So to raise the question, did Moses write this? Because how does he know that there's going to be a territory allotted to Dan, and he's looking specifically at it? Right? Again, it begs the question, who wrote this? Mashah wrote this. This is an amazing chapter. If it was written after his death, okay, then it's not so amazing. It's just after the fact, making it look like Mashah had this amazing foreknowledge, when in fact he didn't. Someone wrote this after him and put these words on his mouth, and basically is lying about what happened, what actually happened. He didn't see unto the land of Dan. There was no Dan when he wrote this. Wathchal Naphtali.
And to all Naphtali.
There was no Naphtali when he wrote this. So either he's foreseeing the future, or this was written after the fact to make Moses look like he had foreknowledge, which would be very, in my opinion, very devilish and devious to do that. If the author knows that he didn't write this, and this is written by some other guy, right? That is a very, very horrible thing to do, to pass off as truth. Wouldn't you agree? Or was it just me?
Agreed.
Aratz Aparim or Mashah.
And the land of Aparim and Mashah.
Again, there wasn't no Aparim, there wasn't no Mashah yet. How does he know exactly where those tribes are going to take land? Especially when you get down to it in the book of Yahushua, they had to divide. He had to cast lots to see what pieces of land those tribes would get.
Wait, why can't you just be saying basically that's where they're all going to even treat? He's not saying it's specific spots.
He is saying specific. What is the land of Aparim if not a specific piece of land? It's a lot of that tribe.
They're all going to be holders on the land, and he knows that. Is he pointing that's theirs and that's theirs and that's theirs, or is he just saying he knows they're going to be living there?
No, he's saying over here is Naphtali, over there is Aparim, and over there is Mashah. Okay. He's speaking out. He's calling out exact locations.
Okay.
even Chal Aratz Yaoda,
and the whole land of Yaoda,
Chad Hayam Ha'acharon,
unto the sea, the further one, or the one after.
the sea at the end, which is the Mediterranean. He's telling you that the tribe of Yaoda will have the Mediterranean as its border.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
That part, yeah.
Did he write this? Because if he did, this dude is bad. It's a bad dude if he wrote this. It's an amazing chapter if you believe he wrote this. Critics will say, no, he didn't write that. Come on. He didn't write that. Shalom.
But couldn't Yahweh have told him that, but it just wasn't recorded? Like, a lot of things that they went through is not written. So couldn't Yahweh have told him specifically, this land is going to be for this tribe, that's going to be for that tribe?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Mashah already knows where the tribes are going to be, what piece of... He already knows how the tribes are going to divide up the land and where they're going to go. He already knows that before he dies. Or someone else wrote this after the fact and put this on his mouth to make it look new, which is devious if that's the case. This is a book full of lies and fabrication, distortions to make you believe that Mashah was a great prophet, when in fact he wasn't. If he didn't write this chapter, if he wrote this chapter, this is this is one bad dude telling you where each tribe is going to be before it happens, before he dies. Verse 3, Wa'ath HaNagab.
And to the south.
Wa'ath HaChachar.
And to the plain.
The lowland plains, right? Or in the Kaif.
In the valley of
Yericho. Ger HaThamarim. Now these are known places.
The city of the palms.
City of the palm trees, that's known. Gad Sire, that's also
unto
known.
Sire or Tzoar. That's
where Lot and his family fled to when they left Sodom and Gomorrah. They fled to that little place. So that was already known. Verse 4, Amar Ya'o Alehu.
And he said Ya'o to him,
Za'ath Ha'aratz.
This is the land
Ashar,
which
Nashabaithe,
I swore
La Abram,
to Abram,
La Ya'otzachak,
to Ya'otzachak,
La Ya'ogakab,
Wa Ya'ogakab, and to Ya'ogakab,
La Amar, saying, La Zaraicha,
to your seed or your descendants,
Athanana,
I will give. Is it Athanana or Athanan Ha?
The Na here is a separate. It's Athan. I will give.
Athan.
Na. Yeah.
Okay, I will give it.
I will give it. Ha Re'efecha.
In your sight.
Or that what you see.
Oh.
Renecha.
In your eyes, with your eyes.
Wa Shema.
And there.
La.
Not.
Thaibar.
Will you cross over?
Not will you cross. So he's showing him all the land, and Mashah knows where each tribe is going to go, even before he dies. Wayamath Sham Mashah.
And he died there, Mashah.
Wait a minute. Did Mashah write that?
It's his own epitaph.
If he wrote that, if he wrote those words and Mashah died, what would that mean? If he wrote that?
He was truly the prophet.
He's talking about the future.
But we know that.
He's telling you his own death before it happens. Chabad Ya'o,
the servant of Yahweh,
Ba'aratz Moab,
in the land of Moab,
Gal Pe Ya'o,
upon the word or upon the mouth of Yahweh, the word of Yahweh.
Waya Kabar Athel.
And they buried him.
No.
Waya Kabar. Oh, and he
He
was buried.
He buried him.
He buried him.
Right. Bagay Ba'arat.
In the valley of the land.
Moab. Mo.
Opposite.
Beth Peor. Another geographical landmark, obscure to us, but to the people there, they would have known, okay, this is the general location where he was buried. But Wala Yadai Aish.
And not did he know any man.
Af Karabatho.
His grave, his burial spot.
Chad Hayom Hazah.
Even unto today.
Now wait a minute.
Unto this day.
Mashah wrote unto this day?
Well, he wrote it for us to read it.
He knows he wrote this. If he wrote this, he knows that no one's going to find out where his grave is until ad infinitum. Whoever's reading this, it is now your day, current day, and no one still knows. This is a prophecy that no one will ever find out where I'm buried. Even though I've given you all these geographical clues, you're not going to find out where I was buried. Shalom.
Do you think that we may be the ones who have the opportunity to find out where he was buried?
Oh yeah, that's why I'm saying he gave all this detail about where he was and stuff. Right? Yeah, we definitely won't know, especially when he's raised up. It's like, oh, there he is. That's where he was buried. But it's just fascinating that he is actually talking about his death and that no one would find his grave, until remote ages. Verse 7, Wa Mashah ban Ma'a wa Gashayim Shana.
And Mashah was a son of 120 years.
So he was 120 years old. Ba Matho, when
he died.
When he died.
Yeah.
Again, he's writing this about himself.
Would that be when he died or in his death?
That would be the semantic. That would pretty much be the same thing. When and in. When he died, in his death, that would pretty much be the same.
Okay.
Semantic range. He was 120. So that lets us know, okay, 40 years back, he was 80 when he he was 80 when he entered the country of Mourning. He was 81. He turned 1 year at the Exodus. And then the rest of the 40 years in the wilderness. And then he's dying at the age of 120. Chafa Reno, La Chafa Reno.
And not where they dim his eyes.
La Nas Lacha.
And not did it leave him his strength. Or flee his strength.
Yeah, Nas is poetic for flee. Strength didn't flee. Yeah. So he remained as strong and as healthy as he was from the day he stepped on the scene. Those many, many decades ago. And he's talking about himself in the third person, which is either true or someone else wrote this about him. Shalom, Zakana Sharon. I see your hand is up. Did you have a question?
Okay, I was just saying that wouldn't this be indicative of how Yahweh dealt with Mashah, from the beginning? Like, even though this is written about his death, it's sort of like dictation when he was dictating and he was commanded to write down the Ten Commandments,
Yeah, I agree.
His relationship with Yahweh, he was always dictating. He was always, in the presence of Yahweh. Yahweh was with him when he died, and probably was telling him, write down these things.
I agree.
I'm just saying. Okay, that's all. Shalom.
I agree with that, and that's what I'm saying. That's what makes this book so amazing. We either have to accept its claims at face value that this is amazing. he's actually in communication with the Creator, who is telling him what to write down. It's either that, or this is a carefully crafted deception by someone else or several people long after the fact to make it look like he was this great prophet. That's your options here. Of course, I believe that he did write these things down at dictation from Yahweh. And it had to be that way. If you think about it, in the beginning, when Yahweh was starting this nation, it had to be that he was the most talkative, the most available, the most accessible to that guy in the beginning. And then as time goes on, he would sort of step back and step back and step back until he's actually completely out of sight, and you don't hear him at all, because the nation broke the covenant and plunged itself into sin. He starts to step away and become less and less vocal. But in the beginning, he had to do this. He had to pick a guy who he thought was worthy enough and actually talk to him face to face and spell it all out for him, right? But he doesn't. He says he doesn't do that for anybody else. Mashah was special. You don't do that for anybody else. So yeah, if you accept the claims of this book, this is an amazing story. It's absolutely fascinating, amazing that we have this book and a record of Yahweh's interaction with the nation during its inception, formative years, right? And now here we are at the end, in the last generation, trying to get back into that relationship with him. Well, he's again accessible, and he talks, and he's right there. He walks among us again. That's what we want. That's what we're scratching and kicking and fighting to be back in that sort of relationship with him. Okay, verse 8. Wa ya bacho.
And they wept.
B'nai Ya'osharah.
The children of Ya'osharah.
Af Mashah.
Mashah. They wept for Mashah.
Ba'Gharabath Moab.
In the plains of Moab.
Shalashem Yom.
30 days.
Wa Yathamu.
And they were fulfilled, or they were ended.
Yamei Bache.
The days of the weeping and the mourning for Mashah.
And that's unusual, because normally when someone dies, we only mourn how many days? How many days does a family typically mourn? 7.
Oh, I thought it was the month. Or was that just Aaron?
Yeah, for the higher, more important people, I guess the nation would have been 30 days. But
for these people, it was 30 days, a whole month. But normally, we don't do that. It's for regular rank and file. It's just 7 days. But they mourn a full 30 days for him. Wa Ya'oshai Ba-Nun.
And Ya'oshai Ba-Nun.
Al.
He was filled.
Roch Chachma.
The wind, or the force of wisdom.
Che Samach Mashah.
Where he had touched or
he laid
hand. Mashah.
Af Yadeo Galeo.
His hand upon him. His hands upon him.
Wa Yashamai Aleo.
And they obeyed. And they obeyed him. The sons of Ya'osharah.
Wa Yaisho.
And they did
Chashar.
like as according to all which
so Ya'o Af Mashah.
Commanded Ya'o Mashah.
Okay, so there was a peaceful transition of power and successful transfer from Mashah to Ya'oshai, and at least in the beginning, the people were as obedient to Ya'o. They listened to Ya'oshai just like the righteous ones listened to Mashah as the prophet, the point man for Ya'o to the people. Wallah Kam Nabe.
And not had there risen a prophet.
Rov. Again.
Since or again.
Again. Ba Yahushua.
In Yahushua.
Ha Mashah.
Like Mashah.
Right. Now again, if he wrote this, of course he wrote it, and of course Yahweh told him what to write. And Yahweh was telling him, after you, there ain't gonna be no one like you. There's not gonna be anyone like you after you die. No one. Even Yahushua, who was with you and saw all this stuff, I'm not gonna talk to him like I talk to you. No one is gonna be like you after you're gone. Except, he was saying that prophet that will come like you. But until then, no one is gonna be, I'm not gonna be dealing with anyone like I dealt with you. Ashar Yadayo,
which he knew him.
Ya'o Panem al Panem.
Faces to faces.
Face to face. Panem is plural. It's interesting. Why is it plural? But it's really just an emphasis plural, not a numerical plural. So it would be face to face, not faces to faces. Face to face. And that's the unique relationship he had with him. And it had to be that way to get the ball rolling, so to speak. He couldn't speak to the first guy in vague, dark sentences. That guy might still be needing help to figure out what he's supposed to do. With Mashah, Mashah didn't have to guess and research and study. He didn't have to do none of that. He didn't have to go to school. I mean, he did go to school. He was very educated, but he didn't have to study scripture and research and do grammar studies and word study. He had to do none of that. Y'all spoke to him directly, face to face. Verse 11.
And in all the signs and the wonders or miracles which he sent Yahweh to do in the land of Mashraim to Parga, and to all his servants, and to all his land, and to all the strong hand, the strong hand, and to all the great terror.
Yeah, this would be the great terror,
which he did Mashah in the eyes of all Yahushua. Amen.
That's a great eulogy. I wish we could all say that about ourselves and then keel over. But that's the amazing thing. He actually wrote this and then died. If you believe he wrote all these words, this is his own eulogy. This man is writing his own eulogy right before he dies. Now, of course, critics don't believe that. Say that's ridiculous. Of course, someone else wrote that. He didn't write that. But Josephus, he's a Pharisee. He was a Pharisee. But he says, no, that's what we've always believed. That he wrote this. He wrote his own eulogy. If he could prophesy about the nation, what's going to happen to them thousands of years in the future, he can prophesy about himself in the next 5 minutes. This is the day he's going to die. He should be able to prophesy about himself. And that's what this chapter is. This amazing prophecy about himself and his place in history. And it has remained true. What he said has remained true. There has never been a prophet like him who did those miracles and those wonders in the land of Mashraim. There's never been anybody like him. There's never been a prophet who's had that type of relationship with Yahweh since him.